Ladies and gentlemen, the face of the homeless is getting older and grayer nationwide. What is the reason? The rent. Rent in America has soared 33% nationwide. Many of these seniors are on fixed incomes. So when you go up on the rent, they can no longer afford to pay. And so, therefore, many of them are getting put out. In fact, it's booming across the country. This is happening at a time where Joe Biden is literally giving away all of our money, okay, and turning a blind eye to the people in need right here under his nose. So, America's homeless ranks graying as more retire on streets. I mean, this is a damn shame. Mm-mm-mm. So, America's homeless is getting grayer out on the streets. A rapid expanding group of destitute and desperate people 50 and older suddenly without permanent home after job loss, divorce, family death, or a health crisis during the pandemic. We're seeing a huge boom in senior homelessness, said Kendra Hendry, a caseworker at Arizona's largest shelter, where older people make up about 30% of those staying there. These are not necessarily people who have mental illness or substance abuse. They are people being pushed into the streets by rising rents. Academic projects, their numbers will nearly triple over the next decade, challenging policymakers from Los Angeles to New York to imagine new ideas for sheltering the latest, which these are baby boomers, y'all, as they get older, sicker, and less able to pay spiraling rents. Advocates say much more housing is needed, especially for extremely low income people. Navigating sidewalks in wheelchairs and walkers, the aging homeless have medical age greater than the years, and their mobility, cognitive, and chronic problems like diabetes. Many have contracted that thing we can't talk about and couldn't work because of pandemic restrictions. It's so scary. Mm-mm-mm. I don't want to be on the streets in a wheelchair and living in a tent. This is what one woman is saying. And this is a woman that is now homeless. Wow, in the Phoenix area. So another woman is an Army veteran that had a stroke and her life went in a downward spiral, and it cost her job and forcing her to sleep in a Honda Accord. Wow. Life has been hard. Who grew up in a single segregated African American neighborhood of South Phoenix. I'm just trying to stay positive. Oh, that's terrible. And, there's another homeless person that used to have a telemarketing job and their hours were cut. This is a senior. And the cut hours and less income, they couldn't keep up with rent and ended out on the streets. Now she's surprised to meet so many others in her shoes. Mm-mm-mm. I always worked and been successful, put my kids through college, the single mother said. And then all of a sudden, things went downhill. Curly traveled all night aboard buses and rode commuter trains to catch a nap. So she gets on trains just to catch a nap. Wow. That is a shame. You wonder, why isn't the families taking these folks in? So, the US Department of Housing and Urban Development said in 2017 annual homeless assessment report, the share of homeless people are 50 and over in emergency shelters or transitional housing has jumped up 22.9% in 2007 and to 33.8% in 2017. More precise and recent nationwide figures aren't available because HUD has since changed the methodology in reports and lump older people with all adults over the age of 25. In 2019, a study of the aging homeless people led by the University of Pennsylvania drew on 30 years of census data to project the US population of people 65 and older experiencing homelessness will nearly triple from 40,000 to 106,000 by 2030, resulting in public health crisis as they age with medical problems. All right, so the Center for Vulnerable Populations at the University of California, San Francisco, said research in Oakland on how homelessness affects health has shown nearly half of a 10,000 of older homeless people in the US are on the streets for the first time. So many of these people have never been homeless in their life, but now that they're senior citizens, they're suddenly becoming homeless. We are seeing that retirement is no longer the golden dream. A lot of the working poor are destined to retire on the streets. That's especially true for young baby boomers now in their late 50s and 60s who don't have pensions or 401k. About half of both women and men ages 55 to 65 have no retirement savings, according to the census. Born between 1946 and 1964, baby boomers now number over 70 million, according to the census, with older baby boomers in their mid 70s, all with so they're saying that many of these folks in their mid 70s or at least past 65 are facing homelessness. A big number of them may be living on the streets by 2030. The age homeless also tend to have smaller social security checks after working for years. A third of some 900 older homeless people in Phoenix said in the recent survey they have no income at all. Wow. Yeah, you certainly ain't going to make it in America with no income. All right, so the CEO of San Diego nonprofit Dreams for Change said she also noticed the homeless population is older. The group operates two safe parking lots for people living in cars. So this Dreams for Change, they have nothing to offer but parking lots where they could at least stay there and I guess sleep there. So Susan, who stayed in one parking lot, spoke only if her last name was excluded because of the stigma surrounding homelessness. The 63-year-old has kidney cancer. Wow. While caring for her mother, and she lost her two-bedroom apartment after her mom died. The cancer is now in remission. Susan slept in her car with her dog at one gated parking lot that provided a bathroom, showers, and shared a refrigerator and microwave. She was stunned to see a man in his 80s living in a car there, calling it just wrong. But residents enjoyed the community, grill meals together, and even surprising one in their group with a birthday cake. Dreams for Change recently helped Susan get a one-bedroom apartment with a housing voucher after months of waiting, with a washer and dryer, patio, dishwasher, and bathtub. All right. So she says she feels like she's living at the Ritz. I guess so, compared to being in a parking lot. And now, how do you accept that? That is just horrible. So they're saying Black, Latino, and Indigenous people who came of age in the 1980s amid recession and high unemployment rates are disproportionately represented among the homeless. Many near retirement, never got well paid jobs, and didn't buy homes because of discriminatory real estate practices. But see, America liked keeping you on slave wages. And it just goes to show you many of these people up in their age, they never had good paying jobs. I mean, they're showing you they never had good paying jobs in America. And see, this is why you got so many people rebelling about working out here now. Wow. So these people never had a good paying job. Many of them never had that. Wow. People 65 and over with limited resources who didn't work enough to earn retirement benefits may be eligible for supplemental Social Security at $841 a month. Mm-mm-mm. The programs approved by Congress to prevent destitution among the elderly and the disabled are not working. Mm-mm-mm. This is according to Dennis Hall Hain, and he's at the University of Pennsylvania professor, which led the 2019 study of the aging homeless in New York, Boston, and Los Angeles County. And the problem is only getting worse. So that's a shame. So, whatever programs America got in place, they're saying those programs are not working, they're not helping. Young boomers were hit especially hard in the Great Recession, many losing their homes close to retirement, Walensky said. Long term shelters, especially for older people, are helping get some off the streets, at least temporarily. The Arizona Department of Housing last year provided 7.5 million block grants from the state largest shelter to buy a hotel to temporarily house 170 older people without a place to stay. This was in the city of Phoenix. Wow. Yeah, a lot of these hotels are sitting empty because of the pandemic. Many of them shut down and they never opened back up. So, yeah, I mean, it would be a good idea to do something with those buildings. But this is a shame. This is happening during a time when Joe Biden, who's a senior himself, is just pouring money out of this country like a water faucet. He just got so much to give. And I got a story coming up. The Ukrainians are still complaining to America about not getting enough military equipment. I mean, America has bent over backwards, and these folks are still complaining. But y'all, please tell me what you think about this story. I think this is a shame. I think it's tragic that these folks have nowhere to go up in age. Nobody is mentioning any next of kin that can help them out. Nothing. Nothing. Mm. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video.